Good afternoon, I'm Helena Zhang.
And I'm Lockyer.
And we are here with the Mayor of Waterloo, Ms. Brenda Halloran. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for being with us today.
You're very welcome. I'm really excited about our conversation and sharing some ideas with you and hearing both from you about your upcoming trip and what you hope to attain.
Waterloo, a city famous for its knowledge and service-based economy, high-tech sectors and universities. You've done a phenomenal job as a mayor.
Oh, thank you very much.
What do you like most about your job as a mayor?
I think the best job is being able to do things like this, to meet with young people who are inspire me about what you want to do and how you want to go outside of your own comfort zone and help other people. Being the mayor gives you an opportunity to see all aspects of the community and to have an opportunity to help others and to help grow and develop a community. So I think it's to me, I feel very honored and very privileged to be able to be in this position.
So what was your main goal when you first received the nomination for the Mayor of Waterloo?
Well, I ran for mayor in 2006, and the reason why I wanted to become the mayor was that I'd spent many years fighting for my rights. I lived in another city and I fought City Hall, and I felt during that time that it was very frustrating for me, and as citizens I felt we weren't being listened to and that our needs were not really being considered. And it really profoundly affected me. So I thought that when I had an opportunity, I would become a mayor and get involved in the system and try to help others and change things so that it's better for others.
So you've taken a trip to Lesotho in 2009, and that must have been a phenomenal experience for you. So what motivated you to take that trip, and can you share with us some of your experiences?
I certainly can. Well, I guess the motivating factor for me was Dr. Zhang. Anne-Marie inspired me, and we've become good friends. And then she said to me in 2009, I'm going over to Lesotho. There's a group of students going. Do you want to go? And I said, absolutely, I do want to go. Because I was involved in the Bracelet of Hope campaign in Waterloo, and we've been selling bracelets and raising funds. But I felt I need to go there and see what is happening there so I can bring that message back to my community and share with people in Waterloo and people who I know what is happening really in South Africa, specifically to Lesotho, and how we as Canadians need to help others. So we went to Lesotho, and it was probably one of the most profoundly changing experiences of my life. And I know for all of you students going, you're going to come back very affected by it. And I saw things that I felt very saddened by and very frustrated by, that the poverty there, the lack of sanitation, the lack of proper medicine and proper facilities for people who are ill. It really opened my eyes to what is happening in other parts of the world. And so I now can be in my position as a mayor and help put attention to it and raise awareness and help promote people who are going over there and say, we have to do this as Canadians. It is incumbent upon us to help others, and we can, and we're living in a country of great prosperity and great opportunity, and we can reach out and help others.
What is your view on foreign aid from Western countries to developing countries in Africa, like Lesotho?
Well, I don't think we really have. We seem to go from highs and lows. We seem to have money some years and not money other years, and I think that as countries such as Canada and G20 countries, we have the financial means to make a difference to other countries. But what we need to do is ensure that it's sustainable funding and that these countries know what to expect year after year. And I know for Lesotho, they went through a drastic issue with some of the countries pulling out funding and putting it elsewhere. You can't do that to a country. You can't say to a country, this is the time, it's too bad for you, but we're going to fund another place. So I think that it's, again, a responsibility of us as wealthy nations to provide sustainable, ongoing funding, but not constantly be giving a hand out, but to be giving a hands up, and to be educating and providing the equipment and the brain power and all the things necessary for a country to develop itself internally. Because I know in Lesotho there is great sense of pride amongst the people I met to want to improve their country and to want to be innovative and create jobs and to be able to feed and sustain their people and to do all the things that are necessary. They just need the tools. and we need to help them with those tools, train people in a proper way so that they can be sustainable.
So what are some of the things that really inspired you while you were in Lesotho?
It was the way the women were able to still maintain a strong sense of family and community under very difficult conditions, financial conditions. To see that, I remember for me how many women were just sitting along roadside ways with a little overturned box and some things to sell in it, and holding their babies and their toddlers, and knowing that if somebody didn't buy a couple of oranges or whatever they were selling, that they'd have no other money to feed themselves. I look at the resilience of the people, the grandparents taking care of all the orphans, the sense of joy and friendliness that is in that community. The children are wonderful, and they want to speak with you, and people were so generous and kind, and the people were just beautiful, wonderful people. So what inspired me was that they have a sense of survival, a sense of pride, and they are working hard and raising their families and trying to continue to build their country and their community. And we have a lot to learn from that great sense of community that exists there. And when I was there, you'd see children running and playing, and a lot of people outside, and it was like a sense of community that we've strayed away from in North America, where our children tend to be locked away indoors and they're not outside playing. And I often wondered, who has the better community? If you take away all the money and everything else and all the benefits, we're closing our doors in our North American communities. Whereas I found in Lesotho and then Maribe that the community lived to help each other. And if you saw children running in danger, everybody just kind of took care of each other. And I thought that was something that we're straying far from, and I think we need to really start pulling in our communities into a better sense of working together, getting people outside and talking.
While we were in Lesotho, what was the one thing that you wanted to accomplish? The main
I think the main problem was that the healthcare system, that they would have the proper equipment to run their hospital. What I was really struck by was the lack of equipment, the lack of soap and hand wash material, and laundry facilities. And I've never been in such a place that's supposed to be considered a hospital. And they have equipment from the 1950s and 1960s, and the equipment that they did have quite often was breaking down. And my long-term goal would be to see that there was a lot of money invested in the hospital there, that when people came, they didn't have to worry about bringing their own food or bringing their own laundry, or to worry about how they're going to feed their child if they left that child overnight. Like it's pretty bare bones there, and it was a shock to me. I started my career as a registered nurse, so I've worked in the medical field for many, many years. And to go to, the main hospital of a small city and to see what they don't have was a shock to me. Even proper sanitation. People who were waiting at the clinic to be seen didn't have bathroom facilities. There was no running water for them to even utilize if they had to go to the washroom. So that to me has really stayed with me, is kind of the inequities of global healthcare. So that in our country we have the best of everything, and in Africa, and specifically where I was, to see that they don't have that, to me is wrong, and we need to again step up. I was helping to pour medication on a little tiny table, and there's nothing sanitary about it. It was hit and miss, and that just wouldn't be allowed here. So why is it okay there? So we need to step up and make sure that people in all countries have the same opportunities, the same access to good health care, and we need to share. We need to reach out and share more and make that happen. I believe that.
So what are some of the personal challenges that you had to face while you were in Lesotho?
Personal challenges, I think, was just to not get saddened by some of the things I saw, but to gain strength from it, and to gain a determination that I was going to do whatever I could to help out and bring that message back here. Because of maybe I've had some difficult times in my life and some struggles, so nothing really overwhelms me like that. It makes me determined to make a change and to see something and say, well, I'm here, what can I do now? I can make a change, and I can bring a message back. How can I raise funds or help? And then talk to people like you and students going over to say, you're the next wave of assistance and you're going to help. So I saw some very, very difficult family things and poverty that really I found very, it does trouble you and it does stay with you. And saw some very sick people at the clinic. And I remember those faces, and I remember the children, and it haunts me sometimes because I don't know where they are, what happened to them, are they okay? And that might be one thing that I do still find troubling, hoping that they're all going to be okay.
Is there any certain way that you deal with these challenges and struggles?
In my own personal way? Well, is there any way I do? I guess I do a lot of, you have to really think about it, and you have to think about, you can't get overburdened by it, you can't get overwhelmed by it, because if you do, then it incapacitates you for positive action and change. So when I see something, I think, okay, that's something I could help with, and I'm going to step up and make a change and make it happen, and work with other people who feel the same. So all of you are doing that. So you're making that change, and you're stepping up, and you're the next group who are going to make a positive change in Lesotho. So thank you for that.
Welcome. Very excited.
Mm-hmm.
We are very excited.
You should be. You should be. And I'm sure all your families are proud of you. If I know that you're going to be, it's going to be difficult to see some of the things, but you're prepared. You're fine. You're all strong. You wouldn't be doing this if you didn't think you were capable of looking at poverty and seeing things in a different lens and knowing that you can make a change.
So as you know, we are going there this July.
Yes.
So what are some of the advice from your experience that you can give us, our Reach Lesotho team?
Have fun. Enjoy every single moment, and enjoy the people, and keep your hearts open to meeting other people. Don't be afraid of anything you see, because that's reality. So you're going to see some things. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Look at it with clear, open eyes, and think about, boy, I'm here right now, and I'm going to be able to do some great things for the people in this community, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to tell others what I've gone through. But it's going to put me on the next stepping stone of my journey to affect change in the world and what I'm going to do. So I think just have a wonderful, wonderful time. And keep a journal, write it down, and think about those things that you've experienced and seen, and enjoy every single moment of that day, that experience. And very fortunate that you have this opportunity.
And our last question.
Yes.
Where do you see yourself in the future?
I see myself in a role that I'm in now. I would like to do some more global work and see what I could do to help others, and to bring some, connect the dots for maybe social agencies in Canada to help other agencies in a global perspective. Similar to what Anne-Marie wants to do, we just want to reach out and help change the world, and you never know where you're going to be next. But I love being the mayor right now, and it's a great job, and I want to make sure that I can help people in my community and ensure that their quality of life is as good as I can make it for them.
Great.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Mayor
you
Halloran.
both. I'm very proud of both of you.
Thank you for your wonderful insight.
You're welcome.
And thanks again.